30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes.
Is there anybody out there that wants to roll? And is there anybody out there that wants to boogie? Tonight, live from the Apollo, Glasgow.
Well, if you're looking for trouble, I'm the man to see. If you're looking for satisfaction, the satisfaction guaranteed. I'm as cool as a body on ice, hotter than the rolling dice. Send you to heaven, or take you to hell.
Welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live with Scott and Andy.
Good evening and welcome to Glasgow Apollo Live. It's a bloody miracle we're here, mate. How you doing?
Good. I was just listening to that band. What a band that is.
What a band! What a band! Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year.
It's the 14th. Oh, we did speak, didn't we? Did we? I think we did.
We did some stuff, but we can say Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year to everybody. It's a bit weird that it's been so long, really. But life goes on, I guess, in the background. But so tonight we had a bit of a problem with our platform. It went down at about 7 o'clock, and I'm typing away. I'm typing away like mad, saying, "What's going on?" You know, and they came back saying, "We're really sorry," but they got it going about 15 minutes ago, half an hour ago, yeah. Something like that. So if this fails, we've done our best. It's been one of those nights. So what have you been up to, mate? What have you been listening to? Nothing. You must have been listening to some.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Sadly, I was listening to some cricket because the Ashes are on here, and I was listening to that.
Oh my
Hey,
God!
Mate, if you need a good way to have a nap, stick on the cricket. Oh,
a bit of echo there.
Stick on the cricket. Stick on the cricket. You'll go to sleep. It's good.
I remember when I moved down or up to the Cotswolds from London. People said to me, "You need to go to the cricket," and I was like, "No, I don't." But I did go because everybody in the village was going, and socially it's brilliant. But I don't get the sport at all. I just don't get it.
It's confused. I'm kind of getting it a wee bit now, but
yeah. Well, I am as well, but it's so British, it's ridiculous. But anyway, that's not important. And you haven't been listening to anything? None.
No, I listened to the UFO.
Oh, aye. What, the Mechanics album?
And Strangers in the Night.
The album.
The live album.
It's a great album. That's a brilliant album. Yeah. That's a fantastic album. That
and a live album from Japan as well, which was quite good.
Do you know I really like David Sylvian. I think he's fantastic. Yeah, was it so keen on Japan?
No, UFO live album.
I see. I thought you were talking about Japan. All right, okay. Anyway, David Sylvian's cool anyway. So as you can see, guys, everything's the same as it was before.
Confusion reigns.
Yeah. So this week is going to be probably the last week that we do the old structure.
We said that before, but hey, let's go.
We have. Boots is saying, "Is it dark in Sydney?" In other words, turn your lights up, Andy, if you can.
Is it dark? No.
It's a wee bit dark. You look like you're in the back of the stalls.
Look at that light there.
It's not. That's not bright. That one is, but you look like you're like a shadow. That's better. Right, stay there. No, that's better than it was. So
Jesus Christ.
before we get into this, we've said before that we're going to change the format, and we are. The only problem is, and Andy doesn't know this, we've had a strike on YouTube. I know we've had a strike now. Three strikes in
you.
now. They close you. That's my
You.
fault. I know.
You.
So we're not going to we're not going to have any live music this week because we just need to sort that out. I'll put an appeal in, and hopefully we'll win the appeal.
Was
But
it
I'm
for
not going to
live
aggravate
music?
them this week. What?
For live music.
Yeah,
Right.
you can do.
Was it not that like 12-hour stream you did?
Well, that was a bit naughty. I know that was a bit naughty. That was good though, and I think everybody enjoyed it as well. The repeat of the Quo thing has had over 1,000 views, mate. You know,
Right. Okay.
So
Good.
we still like status quo before they turned into Wombles. So anyway, so next week, hopefully, provided the technology doesn't let us down, we'll be doing something slightly different, but it'll still be all Glasgow Apollo, of course. But anyway, let's see who's all here, and we'll say hello to people. Right, there's a few comments.
PMAs. Chris has been listening.
Happy New Year, Scott, Andy, and good music lovers. Thank you very much. We've got a Facebook user here, still having this problem. Happy New Year, guys. Hello, Bonsen. Hi. Normal service resumed just about. I hope there. We're hoping it's all right. What's this one? Hi, Scandi. There we go. We've still got that moniker, mate. Hi, guys. It's good to see you made it. Thank you very much. Stephen, how you doing? And very good at using emojis there. Is that a man of war thing in the middle? Is that a sort of right? Nice to see you, Stephen. Ricky's saying, hello, Ricky. Good evening. All so glad you made it. Yeah, so are we. We've already heard from Boots. Ian's here. Ian Bamford's here. Hello, Ian. Happy New Year, Pop Pickers. Great to see you back. Good to be back. Ian Baird. Hello, Ian. How you doing? Happy New Year, folks. You better believe it. Ricky's saying, listening to UFO is a healthy pursuit. Absolutely. Brilliant band. Great band. And Chris has been listening to Blackberry Smoke. Who's DMAs? What's that?
Australian band, I think.
I don't know them.
Kind of. They're an Australian band, but to my ears, they sort of sound a bit English and Manchesterish. Is that right, Chris?
Okay.
Can you let me know?
Oh, actually, I have heard of them. Yes, I have heard of them. Yeah, probably not my... yeah, I'll give them another listen. So, and then finally, Doug's here from across the water. So thanks, everybody, for joining in and saying hello. If it's your first time here, let us know where you're tuning in from, and we'll give you a mention after we do the next bit. So, as I say, this is probably the last time we're going to do this. We think we know what we're going to do next week. Well, I do. Andy doesn't have a clue because I haven't spoken to him about it.
Doesn't he tell me?
And I went up to Glasgow again for a day, and I tell you what, it was weird. I went into the Horseshoe, nobody there. There was a couple fighting, and that was it. I went to McSorley's, that was quite good. There's a few people in there. Then I went, and I mean, I never even had a drink in the Horseshoe. I just turned on my heels and went back out again. Then I went up to Solid Rock, that was empty. Didn't have a drink in there. Went into Denham's next door, nobody there. Didn't have a pint in there. I ended up back at the McSorley's. And I went to the Clutha, nobody there. It was quite weird, mate. It's because of the wee nippies been banning folk for meeting their children and stuff again. So,
actually.
Well, it was last week. I think it's been
whoa, wait, what's going on? Hold on.
What's the matter?
Something. No, it's all right. Just me
You
being
right?
stupid. Yep,
Right.
yeah, I'm fine.
That's good. Glad to hear it.
Calm yourself.
So anyway, I was up, and it was good because then I met a friend of mine, and we drove down to Dumfries, and then we went to Hadrian's Wall, then we went to Edinburgh, and we had a visitation from one of you lovely Apollo people. So it was lovely. It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Anyway, I'll shut up now and do this. So for the last week on Glasgow Apollo Live,
who played this week?
Here comes the database that is Mr. Andy Muir.
The guy who reads stuff. Right. Brilliant. Well, there was nothing much going on the week.
Age of Atlantic.
Age of Atlantic was a tour put together by a record company, and it had Dada, Iron Butterfly, and Yes on it. But on the record, I think it was maybe, well, it's Atlantic Records, so
Right.
they probably had Led Zeppelin and other bands such as that.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's a good way to get your bands out, but you don't need to do it anymore. You just whack it onto YouTube and there you go.
Yeah.
Age
That's
of
an
Atlantic.
interesting. Was anybody at that? Does anybody claim to be at that one? Because that's quite unusual. That.
Well, I did listen to I listened to Iron Butterfly live album. First 2 tracks, 40 minutes long.
Excellent.
I was cool. I put it on and I just hit play. Didn't look at the time and went, "Wow, this song's taking a long time." Oh, wait a minute, come on, 23 minutes long. And then they played, and that was like a blues thing. And then they played in the Gada La Vida, something like that. That one, you know the one, their big one. They played on Wednesday, January the 13th, 1971. And for all you people missed it, like shocked at the amount of time that was 51 years ago.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. It is, because I can almost remember 51 years ago.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I was 5.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I wasn't quite 5, mate. I wasn't quite.
I know. All these wee details matter, don't they? They really matter when it comes to your age, doesn't it?
Well, when you're 54, yes.
Yeah. And I've known Andy. I've known Andy since before he had hair.
Since before he didn't have hair.
Oh,
God. Family and Help Yourself played on
Help Yourself.
Help Yourself. That's a good name. Thursday, January the 13th, 1972. Only 50 years ago. So, what's that? Diamond Jubilee? Diamond? Is that Diamond? Of that. Focus and Harvey Andrews played on Wednesday, January the 10th, 1973. That was upstairs in Clouds. And our good friends Chris and Derek were at that, unbeknownst to themselves, obviously, at the time. But I think they went to every gig each other went to and never met. It's great. But then they've met now, so that's great. And Harvey Andrews sounds like a sort of either a hair shop or a or a Hoover manufacturer. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? Harvey Andrews, right? Okay. Yeah. Electrical Outfitters. I'm tired. Still on the attractions. John Cooper Clarke, Richard Hell, and the Voids played Friday, January the 12th, 1979.
That's some gig. That
would have been some gig. This was the gig where JCC, as his friends know him as, was booed off. Was that the one?
Yes, that was the one.
Was it? He did.
I think it was. I don't think he played again, did he? I think he only played once.
Elvis Costello on the attractions and is sort of his demographic, so maybe it was a different gig. Anyway, someone will tell us in the chat.
Yeah, we will. Do you know I've got a confession to make on the Elvis Costello front. I'm interviewing somebody on Tuesday, Mike, who's come in here a few times, and he's a massive Elvis Costello fan, and his house is like a museum to Elvis Costello. And he said to me, "Have you heard the song Shipbuilding?"
Yeah.
Have you heard that song? I'd never. Well, I have heard it, but I'd never really paid any attention to it.
A Robert Wyatt song.
It's written by Elvis Costello though, and Robert Wyatt covered it. And I put it on. It's a brilliant song. How did I not have that song on my playlist? It's a bloody great song,
mate. What is it? Was it 1971 or something? No, not 1978 or 77, 78.
A long time ago. Yeah.
But I remember seeing. I think he did it on. Robert Wyatt played it on Top of the Pops. I think that's where I heard it. Right. Maybe I could be. Definitely, probably am wrong. Yeah. So John Cooper Clarke was a sort of punk poet for the uninitiated, and Elvis Costello and the Attractions were a sort of Well, a good band.
Alt punk
Richard
rock, lyrical,
yeah,
difficult.
yeah. Richard Hell and the Voids. I gave them a wee blast this morning when I was
Ding
chatting
dong.
to you earlier. Well, it's an acquired taste, I'd say. Not my cup of tea.
He's the guy. He's the guy that
Yeah.
Johnny Rotten. He's the guy that Johnny Rotten copied with his look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first song was a wee charming song called "Love Comes in Spurts." So I don't know what they're talking about, but you know.
Yeah.
The new Alex Harvey band played January the 10th, 1980, Thursday. Thursday the 10th, January. Thursday the 10th.
Was that the
whatever.
empty one? Was that the quiet one?
That was the quiet one, and I don't think people were too enthusiastic about the band after he split up the sensational Alex Harvey band. But I think I've got a rescued recording of that gig, but I haven't listened to it yet. I think
I've got it.
Did Jack put one up?
Let's just have a
UFO.
look. Who was in the band? Who was in that band? Can you remember?
No. Well, Alex Harvey, obviously.
That's not helpful. Come on. Really not helpful.
I'm not here for help. I'm here for hindrance.
Hang on, just let me see if I can find this. Who the personnel were? Somebody will know, like.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm just interested in who the band was. That's all.
They weren't as successful as the sensational Alex Harvey band. Did you ever see? I watched a No Grey Whistle test with the sensational Alex Harvey band without Alex Harvey. Have you seen that?
No. Oh, is this with the big guy?
No, it's them. It's them
without him?
Alex Harvey. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And I think and the keyboard player was McKenna, not Ted, the other guy, and he was singing, and Zal was singing as well. It was a bit weird, but they were doing it was different kind of music too.
Yeah, Zal's. I don't know if you've heard Zal's solo stuff. I'm not very keen on it, to be honest.
Okay, I haven't heard it at all.
I mean, I know some folk like it. It's just it's not my personal taste, but
cannot comment.
Yeah. No, I get shite, mate. I can comment if I like and say whatever the hell I like.
I can't say because I haven't heard it.
Yeah,
you know, just because you say it's rubbish doesn't mean to say I think it's rubbish.
No, it doesn't mean you think it's rubbish. Chris is saying there, I say Elvis has asked outlets not to play Oliver's Army anymore due to lyrical content. It's a good song, that, and there was an article in the media about this week that he stopped playing it because of the folk getting offended. Just does my head in.
Oh, okay. Offended. I'll have to listen to the lyrics this one.
There's not really anything much about it. I mean, it's...
Okay, so let's move on. UFO and Girl played Monday, January the 14th, 1980. Like I said earlier, I listened to that UFO. I like them. They're a good band.
Great band.
Good band. Yeah, great band. Although I wasn't at the time, I wasn't really into them. I think I was more into the logo than them. They had a pretty good wee logo. I liked the logo, but
I thought they were great. I mean, I saw them a few times.
I just wasn't. I mean, I saw them at the Barrellands. With who was it? Atomic Tommy playing the guitar. They were very good then. I liked them then. You know, I knew all the hits, but I liked the album I listened to.
They were very. I think that their music is a lot more melodic than people think.
Yeah, it was good.
They're great piano pieces on them, really good piano pieces, and lovely guitar playing.
Yeah.
By all of the guitar. Schenker, yeah, but they were. I actually think they never quite got to the size of band they should have done, because they're a great, one of the all-time great singers in rock and roll, and then some brilliant, beautiful melodies as well as good old-fashioned rock music. But they're a good band.
Good band, good band. The Boomtown Rats played Boomtown Rats with Atrix. Played Tuesday, January the 13th, 1980. Listen to the Mondo. Forgotten the name of it, but that album, Mondo something, was all right for the Boomtown Rats. It was okay. They had
They're okay,
Banana Republic was the big hit off that, I think.
Yeah.
And I realised I'd been singing the wrong lyrics all this time. I don't know why. I was singing Banana Republic, Sexy Eyes.
Yeah.
That's way wrong. I don't know why it just fitted. So that's just me. And yeah, moving on. But you know, it was a fine album, and they probably did a great show. Although I did read Derek put up a newspaper clipping of the time, and it said that they would stop playing, I think, and they all come to the front of the stage to get their photograph taken during the gig, and then but no one had cameras in those days, so no one could bring a camera in because it says remember it used to say on the ticket, no photographic equipment allowed and all that. So it was a complaint by the management saying, it's really a non-article actually. Just like getting publicity for them. What can we say about them that's not about the music? But it's good. Bob Geldof is quite. I've forgotten he played the saxophone as well. So yeah, he's good. He's good. He does a good job.
There's some feedback for Bob. The Boomtown Rats are a bit guff. Apology. Geldof Fanatics. Thank you for that contribution, James. I think they're a bit the same actually. I'm not so keen on them.
Well, he does sort of drift into Springsteen-esque.
Aye.
But I think it was intentional. There's a bit of Springsteen going on. Mind he's playing the piano. There's a piano. He's playing the saxophone. There's a piano. The story's building. The song's building. It's a great formula, so it works. So, I mean, why not have a go at doing your own sort of Irish version of a Springsteen song? Yeah. Great, good idea. But you know, what have I done? He's made lots of records. Adam and the Ants played 3 gigs, Monday the 11th to January the 13th. Pretty sure those would have been sold out because that would be 40 years ago. That's 40 years ago for you, Adam and the Ants fans. Yeah. I think I had a couple of Adam and the Ants singles. Yeah, I did actually. Yeah. Well, I listened to that's what I did. I listened to greatest hits of Adam and the Ants. It was all right. It's good. It was good to remember the songs because I actually did remember them. Even a couple of B-sides that I heard, I was like, oh, I must have played them because I didn't have anything else to play. Because I only had the singles. Yeah. So that would have been these would have been 3 great gigs for Adam and the Ants fans, you know. At the height, did they break up shortly after? But it would be, if you're doing 3 gigs at the Apollo, what's that?
10,000 people. Yeah.
10,000 people.
Yeah.
Probably more. Slipped in a couple of.
Yeah.
Bingo tickets up the back for the bouncers. Yeah. You know.
I've heard he's he's a bit mixed, I believe, live. Sometimes he's great and other times he's terrible. You know, he's one of those guys like Bob Dylan.
Well, you know, he would have been 25 or 24 then, so kicking arse then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing his Prince Charming is nothing to be scared of routines. And, you know, everyone's different. UFO and Girl again played the same day, 2 years later, with the same cover, the same bands playing the same day, January 14th, 1982. It's great. I think I've told you I like that. It's got a kind of symmetry to my head. Ultravox and the Messengers played Wednesday, January the 12th. 1983. Now, I was saying to you earlier, I remember listening to them, the Messengers last year around
Yes.
this time. I think I quite liked them, and I'm not averse to a couple of Ultravox songs. Some of it's
No,
not so
they're
great.
okay.
Not that I like. Some of it's a bit, but some of it's great.
It's
And
funny,
that is all the bands for this week, mate.
did you see well, obviously you saw the Thin Lizzy or the Phil Lynott documentary, and mid-year comes on to the American tour and starts playing guitar.
Yeah.
I didn't look like he was playing guitar to me.
I think he probably was. He's a good guitarist.
I don't know. Just he had quite a wry smile on his face when he said, "Oh," and they asked me, well, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe that's my conspiracy theory. It didn't look right to me. It was like, no, maybe it's just because it was him, that you don't expect it. But see, I think my highlight of that lot, I'd like to have seen Richard Hell. I know he's not everybody's cup of tea, but I've got quite infatuated by him. And yes, it's a support act. I think that would be really interesting. To Iron Butterfly, that would have been really interesting to see them as a support.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was a support, but they were just playing their shows. Just looking at the chat there, Ian Baird says, "I will be forever grateful for the Boomtown Rats for knocking Travolta and Newton-John off number one."
Yeah.
Oh dear me, he didn't like
Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia. He didn't like Olivia in those.
Oh
Man,
God!
what's
At that point, she could have read the bloody phone directory to me, and I'd have bought the single, the video anyway. But goodness gracious, there's somebody giving me a row look. Somebody saying, don't know who that is, but Midge is a great guitar player. Fine, he doesn't think he is himself, but yeah, okay.
Derek.
Is it Derek? All right, if it's Derek, probably right then. But
I think he's a great guitarist.
Yeah.
And
then we Midge should have been deported quicker than we Novak. That has to be Bon Scott. Who else?
It is.
Right, we won't get into politics and COVID's at the moment, but I think I agree with you. But anyway, so yeah, that was okay, and it's funny how there's so few gigs actually, isn't it, at that time of the year? I guess it's Christmas and they're not thinking for it to come out, but it's quite interesting that. And the next, well, if we continue, this is the 52nd show, everybody, so there should be some symmetry in this. So that's why you're feeling that you've done this before, mate. I think we've just come to the end of this cycle of all the gigs. It's been great, and I have to say from both of us, thanks ever so much for everybody who has helped us get that list really, really much better and much more accurate. It was the best one out there. Now it's even better, and particularly down to people like Derek, who have been unbelievably helpful. So thank you guys. We're getting quite confident that we're, what do you reckon, 85% accurate, something like that?
Oh yeah.
At least.
Well, I still get updates from Derek. He keeps me right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have somebody that was at all the gigs.
I don't know if he was. I don't know if he was Animal Quackers.
Well, he might have been. He was probably in the band, mate. He was in the band.
Maybe he was. Yeah.
But
and he was a roadie for Callum Kennedy. Yeah.
Well, enough said about that. But and Ian's saying saw Richard Hell the other week in Madonna film Desperately Seeking Susan. Yeah, that's right. I mean, Richard Hell obviously was the man that, by all account, on every account, was the guy who influenced the Pistols and helped them create their image. And then in turn, they became famous and made Richard Hell famous, which is very odd. But I saw an interview of him that was only done a few years ago, and I think I mentioned this before, and he's gone downhill. He doesn't sound the way, but if you read his autobiography, he sounds quite intelligent. In fact, he sounds very intelligent. But when he's talking in the interview recently, he doesn't sound intelligent. So I think he's maybe not so well, which is a real shame. It's a real shame. But a bit of a dude, and if you don't know their story or their music, I do recommend looking into it, because it's really interesting. If you're into punk and the sort of the boy band, the Sex Pistols boy band phenomenon and what they did, it's quite amazing the influence that they had on the American punk scene, which had been going in effect before the British punk scene, but it was the British punk scene, or the boy band, the Pistols, that really kicked the American one off. So it's very, very interesting if you're into punk music. And sorry if I'm a bit disparaging of the Pistols. I just think they're a bit overrated, to be honest. But hey,
I like them, mate. I do.
well,
like them.
yeah, but it was over very quickly, and I'd liked a lot more. Anyway, James is saying, I heard from a reputable source that Midge is a baldy prick. Oh,
Wow.
there you go.
James.
Yeah.
James.
Dear me. And also asking what exactly is a voidoid. You look that up, James, and tell us all, right? You're the Google master. Look it up. I have no blinking idea what it means. Anyway, so that was the week that was. Now, but just before we go into the socials, Andy, we had another sad piece of news this week that our man from Burke from Budge has passed away, Burke Shelley, and they played Budgie played the Apollo how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4 times as a support act. Ozzy, Gillan, Ozzy again, and Diamond Head, and I saw them in the Ozzy, Gillan, and Ozzy gigs, and I have to say they were great. I really liked them. I thought they were interesting, quite clever, and never really understood. There was a bit of the. This is probably unfair, but there was a bit of the sort of Spinal Tap about them. I don't know if that's fair. But I saw some videos as well that kind of confirmed that. But actually, the songwriting is brilliant. Some of the songwriting and some of the riffs are fantastic, and you can see why so many people, quote them as references. I really like them. I think they're brilliant. And as I say, I'm so chuffed that I got to see them, and it's a shame that Burke has got. He's not been well for a while, and I actually read because he was ill and he couldn't sing. He's been appearing in. He was appearing in all sorts of bands just so he could play music because he was such a big fan of music and such a good player, so a good musician, and he had this great sort of almost Geddy Lee-like voice, but not quite as squeaky. But it was a good band, and everybody knows Bread Fan and songs like that. Fantastic. So I thoroughly liked him. So all the best, mate. It was good. You did some good music. Now, what else is happening here? Get some feedback. Unfortunately, his voivoid's got hemorrhoids. That's quite good, actually. What's this? Imagine calling yourself a voivoid. It's like being passed for the DSS, unlike a null voivoid. Oh dear, that's far too smart for this time of the day. But anyway, that was all I wanted to say. I just wanted to mention Budgie and particularly Burke, who's passed away. He was a bit of a dude in his time. Right, so we're going to look at something else, Andy, aren't we? We're going to do the socials now, if I can remember which button to press. This one. So that's the sort of music we can play without getting strikes from YouTube and Facebook. Yeah. So I tell you what, the website's been going mental.
Yes, it has.
There's been more requests to comment this week than I can ever remember. What are the actual numbers, mate? What are the actual numbers?
The actual numbers.
The actual numbers. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
Oh, hasn't even done any preparation. It's really bad.
Hey, come on. Scribbles there. I think there was about 86 new members this week. I just
Blinking heck.
I just saw it there. 86 new members, because I know I was definitely clicking lots of people.
Me too.
And, I was clicking lots of people out as well. There was a fair few spurious people. That doesn't matter. But there was a lot of people trying to get in. Okay, do you want me to do this? Right, active members this week. This is handily now available through Facebook. 7,603 active members this week, which is
7,600.
Yeah, that's just a fair amount.
That's ridiculous.
There was 63 posts, which is excellent, and there was 1,180 comments and 4,788 reactions. So mostly all approval.
Unbelievable.
It does say there was 126 posts, but I don't know why that says that. That's in addition to the other posts, so maybe that's just comments and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was 45,190 people viewed the posts, which is great.
It's amazing.
Which is amazing. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It's good. There's a lot of new members.
Yes.
What else can I say? That's it. There's been lots of good new members joining.
There was also
thanks very much for joining.
There's a comment there saying there's been a few trolls. There has, and I think that's down to the new Facebook thing. Andy and I do our best to kick them out immediately. But thanks for those who've reported them, because
So
I'm doing no mercy, mate. I'm just banning them. If they do anything stupid, I'm just banning them.
Yeah. Well, what you have to do is don't write in the comment, admin, please remove.
Yeah.
There's a little 3 dots at the top of the comment, and it says report. You click on that, and there's a wee option there, and you just say report to admin, and that's all you have to do. Because I don't look at every comment, so I can't look at everything. So if you think it is, although I did someone reported something this week, and I was like, no, there's nothing in that. Yeah, it might have been a mistake.
But there's been he's back being generous again. One of the things that's come up this last couple of weeks, and we're very, very interested to see what he comes up with, is William Brown has been making a 3D model of the Apollo.
Loving it.
I think he posted this today, this picture. Yeah. He's just building it up from first principles. But I saw the one and only Willie Potts doing a really long, helpful email about it. Yes. So thanks, Willie. It's quite exciting, actually. It could be quite interesting to see what the guy comes up with. So
I know it looks it's very sparse there, but
but he's built it from the bottom. He's built it from the bottom, hasn't he? So he's done all the underground work as well. So that was good. I quite liked, there was another couple that I thought were, Chris Wishart's been posting about a Caravan Renaissance gig. I don't know if you saw that. There's been a few new members who've been really active, Andy.
I did see that. Thanks very much, Chris.
Yeah, and quite interesting, these bands, because I remember when I was a boy, Renaissance were the band that basically headlined Reading every year. They were not Reading, the big commercial one. What's it called? Worth. What's it called? The big commercial.
Nebworth.
No, Nebworth. The big one with all the Waynes that go to it now. Glastonbury. And so Renaissance, they headlined, I think, the first 3 or 4 Glastonburys. And the girl has got an absolutely superb voice, the singer from Renaissance. They're kind of, I guess they're kind of folky, but very nice. And David Frew said Renaissance of the Northern Lights. He said, I've no idea how I remember this, but it was a cracking tune. And there was quite a lot of folk agreed with that. So that was quite good. Yeah. Then we had another one that really made me laugh was Gordon Simpson. When he went to see Niels Lofgren twice, 76 and 77. And the second time, it was a band called Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and he thought they sounded like a rockabilly act, so he stayed in the pub. So he regretted that, which is quite cool. So I like these sorts of posts, they're pretty good. I'll just see, there's a few other ones that I thought were really good. Because Derek, as always, has been posting clippings and images and God knows what. It's unbelievable. But yeah, I thought that was pretty good. And now there was a few. I just want to mention some of these new people because it was brilliant having new folk in. Ashley Patterson, I think. Don't remember the name. I don't know, Ashley, if you're watching, if you had joined before, but you were talking about the process of getting tickets back then, and how you had to keep your ears and your eyes open on the press and on the radio to try and, see. And it was a completely different process back then, wasn't it? I mean, it was so different. And you had to physically quite often go and get them. Or, I mean, I do remember, I don't know if I ever got a Apollo tickets list, but you could send a stamped addressed envelope away, couldn't you?
Yeah.
For some gigs. I remember that. But Ashley's quite right, and it was quite different. And I don't think the kids today have any idea. You know, when you get your wee notifications that your favourite, the Wombles are touring or whatever, you get your wee ping in your pocket, and you can go and buy your tickets right away. But I guess I don't know if we had the sort of institutionalised pirates that we've got now. You know, these morons. And honestly, I hope they're watching. I cannot stand them. All these horrific ticketing companies now that buy all the best tickets and then sell them on.
Yeah.
I hate them. Ticketmaster, I hate you. I don't use that word very often, but I cannot stand them. They
use it
spoil
every
the
day.
Can't stand them because you end up with all these arseholes, they aren't into the band, but they've got loads of money, sitting in the front few rows and going, what's going on here? No idea, because they've out priced the proper fans. I know that's a general statement, but I think it's pretty much bloody true. It does my head. Can you tell them cross about that? I remember trying to get rush tickets. I remember once trying to get good rush tickets, and I could not get them despite having been there way before the time the tickets went on sale. All these tickets are sold out. Well, where are they buggery? It was the ticket touts, and it should be illegal, and I cannot stand it. Anyway, here's someone agreeing with me. Ticketmaster, ticket bastards. They should be banned. It should be illegal. There's no way it should be legal. It's an absolute disgrace. Anyway, I'll calm down. So that thanks very much, Ashley, for getting me pissed off.
Keep the heat.
Keep the heat, mate. I want to show everybody this one in case they didn't see it. Alistair White. Hang on. Oh, I'm in a row here, mate. You might not get another word in edgeways. Alistair posted this picture. Hang on. Of Fredward, and he was right up close to him. Look at that, coming off the bus at the Apollo. Brilliant. Never seen that one before. And there was Alistair's been quite.
Look at that. That is look how that looks like a old picture. No, that's not a scan from a negative. Wow, pretty good.
Yeah, it's
you can see
good.
that. Yeah.
You can see it's that. You could feel the paper. It was a different type of paper.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it was the anniversary of Bowie's death as well last week, or his birthday. It was his birthday, wasn't it? And there was a real load of excellent posts from John Henry and Stuart, etc., all posting about their memories about the day that Bowie died. And the one that, if you go onto Facebook, folks, John Henry, that's JOHNHENRY. He posted the organ at the art gallery playing a Bowie song the day he died, which I thought was fabulous. Do you remember that? It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then finally, Alistair again, Alistair White. Alistair, you were a stalker before the stalker was a stalker, because Alistair's posted a whole array of tickets with signatures. From bands. So that's been brilliant to see these. We've never seen them before, Alistair, so thank you very much. And here's one that we spoke about before. Remember Man?
Yeah.
We had quite a good discussion about them. So I thought that was good as well. And as I say, thanks very much. Keep them coming. I know you've posted a whole lot, Alistair, but keep them coming, mate. If you've got more, we'd love to see some more.
Well, here's Ricky talking about something. He says, my mate worked in an office block next to the Apollo, so as soon as the tickets went on sale, he would nip into the box office.
Brilliant.
That's good.
And Cheryl's saying there was definitely something about queuing outside the Apollo for your tickets. It was part of the whole experience. Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, I did read one where I don't know. He said it might have been a woman. I don't know. It might have been a woman, or he said that they said that their mum went down and queued for them. Got tickets. Yeah. Oh, what a nice wee mum. That was nice. That was cute.
I always thought it was the moment when you get into the building, at the bottom of the stairs, and you got the smell. And then I always remember getting the tickets in your hand, and it was like, oh. Then I was paranoid about losing them, so I always brought an envelope with me, So
yeah. I remember, going in and going, asking, have you got tickets for? And they'll say, and you're expecting no.
Aye.
Any tickets left?
Aye.
Yeah, plenty. Like women.
Aye. And they bring out the wee. They bring out the wee map where it was, and you're like, I know where they are. Just give me tickets. It was fantastic. So, and there's a few others there about the James is saying you can see the dot matrix in the picture. You absolutely can,
you
James.
can kind of see a dot. I don't know if it's a dot matrix, but you can see
No, it
dots.
wouldn't be dot matrix, but it was definitely dot printer.
Yeah. Who's that saying? What happens if you lost the envelope? Well, you're scuppered.
I would be in trouble because usually we were helping friends get them at the same time, so and didn't have a lot of cash, so it would be their money. So I don't know if I ever did lose them. I did lose tickets later on, and then they let me in, and I wish they hadn't, because it was the Neil Young and Crazy Horse gig at the SECC, which was utter guff. But anyway,
maybe. All right. That was Willie Blair's mum who went up to get
right, brilliant. That's a
very
lovely,
nice Willie Blair's
lovely
mum.
story. And then someone's commenting on the Bowie thing. The performance in the Kelvin Grallies, the organist playing Bowie was amazing. Yeah, Cheryl, it was brilliant. I maybe play it one week actually, because it was so good that it's worth playing it, because we'll not get done for copyright for that one. Although you never blink and know, do you? So
maybe
anyway, that was
that.
So there's not really much else to do apart from a couple of things that we'd like you to think about for us, because obviously we
can I say something?
Yeah, of course, go.
It's about, I've been doing some designs for some t-shirts and things.
Oh yes,
so they're sort of based on tickets, the tickets from the Apollo. I don't know if, can you show that one, the red and black one?
Just give me a 1 sec, dude. I've got it here. Hold on. Oh, typical Facebook's slow. Come on. Here we go. I've got the black ones. Hang on. Don't see the red and black. Where is it? It's the one up. I'll get there. Right, I've got it. Hang on.
So I'm thinking about putting these on the merch thing, but what I'm trying to do is just sort of make some tickets for the big gigs, but I'll get around to doing some of the wee ones as well. But
how cool are they, folks? Look at that. I think they're brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, they look good.
They do look good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do some like that. Not gonna personalize them for you, because it just takes too much time. But if you're desperately wanting one,
you can buy us 100 cups of
more. I'll charge you more. But because it takes a lot of time to download, upload, all that stuff. So I'm going to start with maybe the Clash, because the Clash one's next week, and I've got another thing to do for the Clash thing that I've been working on. So hopefully I'll put that on the Facebook group next week.
Andy, without blowing smoke up your backside, I think these are the best ones I've seen by a long way. They're brilliant. Honestly, mate, they're absolutely brilliant. I'll be having some of them myself.
Well, I've done a Rush one, so you can.
Good man. Yeah, I'll have that.
And obviously, I've done a Status Quo one for you too.
Oh yeah, I'll wear that. Yeah.
Well, you could do it for the gig that we went to. So.
Yeah, it was a great gig. No.
Yeah. There's Chris saying there, excellent. I'm in for a Wishbone or Rory. Well, I've just got to get around to it, Chris. So, it just takes a bit of time to, once it's set up, it's okay. But and get the, obviously getting the date right and all that. But I'm not gonna make it for your seat. Although, if you're the first person requesting the seat, you might get that, and then that'll be it forever.
Oh, what's he like? But yeah, they're great, and
if you say, "Oh, I'd like this ticket," and you're the first person there, and I think I'll only just do this. Well, with these ones here, they've got a big S and there's a circle, and I don't think the upper circle had a U, so because they went what is the point? But I might do some circle ones as well. But
Yeah,
it's dependent on that. So
I think they're terrific. I really do.
Bon Scott, do not mention bagpipes because that is just
Nah. Sorry, someone who is it? James is saying you can't call Neil Young guff. Be ashamed. James, I love Neil Young. That show was absolutely garbage. It was rubbish. It was twinkly, bloody guitar masturbation nonsense. It was just utter crap, and I left. And I drove all the way down from Elgin to see him. Lost my ticket. We eventually got replacement tickets. Went and all excited because we got replacement tickets. And it was like, oh my God, honestly, it was it was up there with various other ones I've mentioned before. Really poor. So yeah, I stand by what I said. And I love Neil Young, but I did not like that gig.
Yeah. I saw him. I thought he was great. Loud, rocky.
I've seen him since and he was brilliant. Yeah.
He's great. An odd voice, but you get round that.
Oh, die. But I mean, the Unplugged album is one of my favourite albums. It's just the rawness of it. It's a bit like the Nirvana one. It's absolutely fantastic. But
here's Chris saying I could do twin ones for me and Derek. This is t-shirts, twin tickets. What? Like one behind each other, like one row difference. No, mate, I'm not going to do that.
It's not going to happen. You can always put some sort of, I don't know, Tipex on it for yourself, but I don't think.
I thought about actually just putting getting the middle seat of the Apollo, the actual center, and then just doing it for that gig. So you've got, you can imagine what the view was like from there.
Yeah. Very good, mate. Very good. So anyway, the other thing, thanks, and I say well done again. I think they're fantastic, and I've seen the other ones, and they're all good. And he's got OCD, so it takes him bloody ages to do them. But when he's done them, they're right. They're really good. So, the other thing, Andy, we need to talk about is the get together.
Oh, yeah. Have you not had that yet?
No.
Is that not finished?
Oh dear. So we're sitting with 60 odd tickets in the bank with the Eventbrite thing, and we need to reschedule it quickly. Now, would like your opinion on it. I'll actually put a post on the group about this because we need to poll everybody. But I'm starting to feel like we're sneaking into the summer now because it's just unpredictable between now and then. It's still unpredictable in the summer, but maybe late May, the beginning of June. But we're open to suggestions about the date. So I'll probably put one of these horrific polls on Facebook. I don't like them, but they might serve the purpose for this. So we can have our get together. I know I hate them; they're horrible things. But there's no guarantee if you come up with if the poll says X, we might say Y. So we'll just need to work it out. But I know that Bonfest is the first weekend in May, and my liver will take at least a fortnight to recover from that.
I thought you said we would go up against them, see if we can drop their numbers.
They've just got the Wild Hearts confirmed on the Saturday night, so I don't think we're going to be able to compete with that. But so anyway, we'll see. Let us know what you think, everybody. It would be really good to get your opinions, and then we'll get it reorganised because I'm quite keen to get that done because I think everybody would like to meet each other and get together, etc. ZZ Top for me, 1983, Stalls Z19. There you go.
Well, I think I'll put my ticket there because I was at that gig. So I'm going to put
That was a special show, wasn't it? That was a special show, so it's probably one that needs to go up there. And we can always do an Osmond one if you want. If you pay us 150 quid per t-shirt, we'll do the Osmonds. David Soul, the Riot that they had at the Apollo, we could do one of them, Andy. I don't know if they go flying out the door though, so I don't know how many David Soul fans we've got. So anyway, so that's basically it. We've still managed to talk for an hour, Andy, without any music.
Are we putting on music?
We can't put any music on. I'm not doing it this week because I'm just waiting to see if I get this strike taken off my account.
Can you? Did they tell you what part it was?
No, and well, the ironic thing was it wasn't for the Apollo. It wasn't the Apollo. No, what happened was the mistake I've been making. This is a bit boring for everybody, but I've been streaming this to my business YouTube channel and the Apollo YouTube channel. And I did a talk a few days ago about a biologist who died. E.O. Wilson was his name, and I got a strike for that. They see that was educational content, and there was no music in it. There was maybe a couple of clips of him, but there was nothing in it that wasn't for educational purposes. So I think I might get off with it. I think I might get away with it and get it back, but I don't want to aggravate it. And I haven't even put this week's on my personal, my business YouTube. I limited it to the Apollo one because I'm just a wee bit feared. Because what the sods do is they delete your account and they don't give you any warning, and you can't get it back. So it's quite horrible what they do. So that's why I've been a bit cautious this week about music. We'll be back with music. Sorry?
Twitch.
Well, Twitch could be the one, couldn't it? Twitch could be the one. I need to get the night house reorganised. Still Skinner, we had to cancel. Yeah, tell me about it. Particularly if we'd been the Tory party, yeah. Let's not go into that again. But I would like it.
You'd be fine.
I'd like it on the 1st of April. Then, if you don't have it, you can say April Fools. Yeah, funny, James, but I don't want to piss people off. I mean, a few folk got grumpy with me already, and I'm just trying to, balance the rules, and we've got some vulnerable people that want to come, and I don't want to. When I know a couple of them contacted me immediately and said, "No, sorry, I can't come because I'm classed as vulnerable." So we need to be careful and respect people's health, etc.
Yeah.
But no, you're quite right, James. That would be quite funny. So, as always, tonight we're going to have our Apollo Zoomers get together. New people are always welcome. There's the thing on the page. And yes, Andy, I'm going to put it in the chat. I'll do it right now. I've just removed it. I've just removed it. I can't put it in the chat. Could you get it and stick it back in again? But I just did that.
Hey, steady on, mate.
I didn't mean it. That was funny. I hit delete rather than display. If you get the the Zoom address and stick it on in the chat for me. I do have it here on my phone somewhere, but anyway, if you could do that, that'd be brilliant. So I hope everybody's enjoyed this wee. So it's still been an hour. This little show this week. As I say, we're going to change it next week, and we'll have a chat about what we're going to do during the week. So I think I know what we're going to do, but we need to just make sure we're both happy with it, and we'll have a go. So that was probably the last time you're going to see one of.
I can't find the Zoom link.
Oh, can you know? I've got it here. Hang on. I'll post it in the group. I'll just do it right now.
Right.
I've actually got it. Pinned at the top of my. No, it does matter. I'll do it. Hang on. Here we go. Cancel. Online studio. Zoom. Right, here we go. I'll just I'll copy it and I'll stick it on my phone here, Andy. Hold on, everybody. This is the beauty of doing this live. What are you laughing at?
You.
I'm doing it live, man.
Actually, I'm looking at William Brown's 3D thing.
What's he saying?
Oh no, I'm just looking at it. I'm thinking it's very good. Yeah.
Hey,
he's done another one. He's got another one from today with the looking out from the stage.
Oh, is he? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Although it's not. Needs a roof and all that, but
Aye.
I did like Paul Boots' comment. Is that clouds? Because the picture is that clouds above? Because the picture is just the clouds. Very droll, mate. Very droll.
Yes, very good as always.
Yeah.
And thanks very much for saying wasn't your fault. You're right that folk had to look after themselves, me and Bon included. Yeah, absolutely. And but we'll get there. It will happen. I promise you it will happen. Even if it's just me and a Doug, it's going to happen. We're definitely going to do this, and the sooner the better. But let's give us a couple of weeks, and we'll have it sorted. And a couple of people have asked for refunds. I'll get to that as well. I'm sorry I haven't done it. I've been away, so my apologies for that as well. So that's it, mate. Anything else you want to say before we finish?
No, just thanks for tuning in, subscribing. Oh yeah, well we say that like YouTube professional stuff. If you're on YouTube, was it like and subscribe?
Absolutely, like and subscribe, and remember. And I'm delighted that so many of you bought us a cup of coffee over Christmas. Thank you very much. It sat there, and we will use it. Sorry, I'll leave it on. We will use it for improving the site and improving the stream and try to build the quality of what we're trying to do here, because there's lots we can do. Believe me, there's a lot we can do. Just it costs money. So thanks very much. If you get a chance, go to coffee ko-fi.com and look for Glasgow Apollo, and you can buy us for as little as £3. You can spend £5 or whatever. We'd really appreciate it. It really, really helps. So my name was Scott MacArthur, and I'm stuck here in my wee office at the top of my house in the Cotswolds.
And my name is Andy Muir, and I am
full of enthusiasm
in a cloudy Sydney.
So we'll see you next week, and I hope to see some of you over on Zoom in the next few minutes. Good night from me and from Andy. Good night. See ya. Bye-bye.
See ya.